let people know who you are, what you do, where you're located, how they can find you, all that good stuff.
Okay, so my name is Joelle Phillips. I am located in Philadelphia, PA. I am the founder and creator of this product right here. Some of you guys may have seen it. It's called Oh My Glow Cosmetics. Specialize in creating products that help the skin glow, but naturally. We also have like skin loving ingredients, like things that aren't going to dry out your skin or harm your skin. They're really nourishing for the skin for my clients. And another thing that I really wanted to zone in on when it came to making this brand is that makeup shouldn't be complicated, no
Right.
matter how old or young you are. And the thing that is kind of like a disconnect in makeup is it's overtly complicated. And a lot of us are on the go. A lot of us skip that part of our self-care, like you mentioned before. We just like, we got to go, we got to move. But just putting on that serum, putting on that spray, it gives you that healthy glow from within. Not only are you feeding your skin, but you're feeding that part of you that needs to feel good about themselves. Because I don't care how busy I am. I really don't care. I'm busy all the time. And I don't always want to put on makeup or have time to. So I created a product that I can incorporate into my daily skincare routine. So that's what I've created. You can find me on ohmyglow.com, which is OMGLO cosmetics.com. Also on social media. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Joelle Phillips is another one of my handles. I try to keep it simple for people. I'm also a makeup artist. So I definitely still take clients. I still take students in that aspect. Awesome. And I also educate people how to build their at-home business products.
Love it. I love it. So let's talk about that. Like, do you have like what is your routine, or what do you tell people their routine can be, even using your product or trying to make it not so complicated? Like you said, like I know for me, right? If I am going out, I can be looking a mess. Right. But I feel like it's certain things that I can do. Like if I can fill in my brows and do a little lash and maybe a little something, like I'm, yes. And then I feel confident or whatever, like I'm going out feeling good about myself. Like, how are you what do you tell people about that? Because it is overcomplicated. How can we simplify it?
Well, first, everybody's skin is not the same. So people don't know their skin. So they either look at someone else and see what they're doing and copy it. And it's like, wait a minute, they might be dry, you might be combination, or they're oily and you might be dry. So the first step is educating ourselves on what our skin is and what it does. And the best place to start with that is with an esthetician. It's the least expensive, because like going to an esthetician can cost you maybe $50 or $60. And having that consultation with them can steer you in the right direction of what your skin type is. That's the first step. And then once you understand that, you can go from there. You'll know what kind of cleanser you should be using. You'll know what kind of toner you should be using. You'll know what serum will work best for you and how to incorporate it into your everyday morning routine. Now, my serum, you only should be using during the daytime, never at night, because there's pigment in there. And you don't want to get this pigment all over your sheets, all over your pillowcase. So I use a daytime. This is my daytime serum, my product, and then I'll have a nighttime serum. But the purpose of this is to understand how we can treat our skin. Just like when you eat, there are certain things that we put into our body that is just not good for us, and we don't realize that. We have food sensitivities, and you need to understand what you can and cannot eat.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with our skincare.
So we can just schedule an appointment with the esthetician, just say you're doing just a regular consultation to figure out your skin.
Get a facial. And from there, you'll understand, okay, my skin is drier or dehydrated. I need a more nourishing or cream-based cleanser, or if I'm oily, I need an oil-free moisturizer. I need things like that. That is what your esthetician will talk to you through. And then from there, you can be like, okay, let me take a trip to Sephora or Kiehl's or even Ulta, the drugstore, somewhere to find certain products that I can use and afford that I can use every day in my routine.
And see, that's another the key thing that, like you just said, affordability, because these products get very expensive. Okay. I remember buying like just some hydration, like lotion that I just wear. And it was like almost $100. And I was like, wait,
yeah,
you buying this for $100? Like, and I thought, whoa, is that good or not? But I mean, I have sensitive skin, so I break out very easy. If I can find any products that don't break me out, I'm like, okay, whatever.
Right. There are certain products that, well, first of all, skincare is an investment, no matter where you go. Yeah. Skincare, like, and mental health. Our mental health is an investment, but it's also a necessity.
Absolutely.
So you have to make it make sense for you, your lifestyle, and that includes your budget. So like when it comes to skincare, for me, I will make the investment, and not everything has to be expensive. Like, for example, I love Fenty Skin. And everybody's like, well, it's a celebrity-based product. It's probably not going to work. And I understand that because I was skeptical at first myself, but it's actually good stuff. And the full collection, like when it first dropped, was only like $75. I spent that much on one serum from Kiehl's.
Yeah.
And it's actually good product. So it's trial and error, but you cut that time in half when you talk to a professional.
So when you were talking about having dry skin, is that something that you can change? Like if you are, like, for example, if I have dry skin, can I hydrate more and then change my skin type?
No, you cannot change your skin type. Skin type changes over the course of our lives. Like me, I had acne prone, oily skin from the time I hit puberty until the clock struck midnight on my 30th birthday. My skin completely dried out. So for the last 5 years, I had to relearn how to take care of my skin, because for the first 15 years of me having problematic skin, I was treating acne prone, oily skin. And then when the 30th birthday happened, complete opposite happened. So I'm dry now, but I wasn't always. And that did not come from me putting things on my skin to make my skin change. That just happens over time with your body, our chemistry. It just changes as we age.
Yeah. I love that you said that, because I think that, once we get into a routine and we find that, okay, these products work and I'm going to stick with this for the rest of my life. Like, well, no, you may have to change those products, because as
your skin get used to them, your body will begin to adapt. That's what happened with my favorite moisturizers. Literally used it all throughout my 20s. And then when I hit 30, it was like, no, girl, you can't use this no more. It was heartbreaking because I loved it so much. But yeah.
Do you have any products that you recommend?
Again, it depends on skin type,
right?
But if you're like me and dry, jojoba oil, shea butter, those are going to be your best friends. If you have scarring of any kind, hyperpig, glycolic acid, what is that? How you pronounce it? Hydrochloric acid. I think I'm saying it right.
Right.
Somebody is going to be like, no, girl. That's going to help. Also, evening primrose is going to help with discoloration as well. It promotes new cells to produce quicker, so that your skin turnover time will accelerate the more you use that. Tea tree is really good for treating acne. Aloe gel, if you're really dry and sensitive, aloe gel is really great. And don't forget sunscreen, my people. We need it. We need sunscreen too.
That's a good topic, because I think a lot of times I've been hearing more about it, as we go, and social media, obviously, but I think that's something that we never really did, right?
Right. We were told we didn't need to. And then the uptick in skin cancer in minorities went through the roof in the last 15, 20 years. Right. And we were like, well, I thought that didn't happen to us. No, it does. The first time I got sunscreen, I was a sunburn. I was like, wait a minute, we do this?
Right. Is this really happening?
And it happened in the fall in Maryland. It was like September, and I got sunburn on my cheeks, and I was like, what is this?
Wow.
Never experienced it. And I wore sunscreen ever since.
So should we look for a certain SPF?
Yes. And it'll change based on your environment. Like if you're going on vacation and you're in the sun, like Mexico, your SPF should go up a little bit. I'd say between 30 and 50. But make sure, this is a big one. You have to make sure that you don't have a zinc allergy, because some people have that allergy and do not know it. Put on sunscreen that has zinc in it and then have a reaction. So it just depends on your skin type. It just depends on your sensitivity. So I would definitely say, like, if you're unsure, try zinc free. Okay. Zinc free. There are plenty of those. My favorite sunscreen is Black Girl Sunscreen.
Yeah, me too.
Love that one. It's so good.
Do you put that? Are you supposed to put that on before you put your makeup on?
Yes.
Okay, so
your skin care is your skin prep before makeup. So lots of people just put on primer and think that that's it. No. Mm-hmm. Your skin care is your primer. So your cleanser, your toner, your serum, your moisturizer, your sunscreen, all of those things come before your makeup does.
Gotcha. Should you wear sunscreen if you're going to be in the house?
No. No. It's, you don't have
I've heard people will say, I've read something about like fluorescent lights, like if you're at work and the fluorescent lighting or something like that could possibly cause damage. Is that a myth?
The sun is way more powerful than any fluorescent light could ever be, in my opinion. I'm not an esthetician, so I honestly, if I know I'm not leaving my house and we're in the winter months, there's no sun. Like it's 3:20 and the sun's gone. So no, I would say no, you don't need to do that.
Okay, so no sunscreen. Perfect. No. Well, that's good to know. Well, so we got our sunscreen. What about like body stuff? All about our skin. Like if we're using any type of body butters or oils or soaps or shower gels. Okay, like I can't use shower gels. I've learned that the hard way, but that shower gels aren't for me. Right. Are you telling people like, okay, I'm doing a self-care day. I am on a Sunday. I'm gonna do me a bubble bath and I'm gonna do all these things to care for me. Mm-hmm. What should we be looking for? What should we be going to for our skin?
I would say first and foremost, do this particular exercise with intention. Be very intentional about your self-care, especially in your morning routine and your nighttime routine. Have a routine put in place, but you have to do this with intention to take care of yourself, to relax, to de-stress. And when I started to do that, when it came to my self-care journey, I really paid attention to scents and textures, things that were nourishing to my body, but also made me feel really nice, feel really good. And that came down to every little detail, to the slippers I put on, to the robe that I use, to what I use to tie up my hair. Like, be very intentional. I use spa gloves. I have a dry brush. I have a washcloth. I set the intention of how I want to take care of my body in the order I want to take care of my body. And that helps me decide what products I want to use. Do I want to use something that's cream based? Do I want to use an exfoliator, another exfoliating scrub? What scents do I want to use in the morning, at night? I would say be very intentional when making these decisions, and that'll guide you into picking items, products that will help you like relax or wake up.
Yeah, I love that. I love about being intentional. We talk about that all the time because that's super important, instead of just going with the flow, like having intention and setting intention. What do you do for your self-care?
Oh, in the morning, I have, and I meditate, try to drink some water, not always, but I have my coffee. Like, coffee is my favorite thing. So I'm like, okay, I want coffee in the morning. I want water. But when it comes time, like shower time, okay, I have like 3 or 4 deodorants. And I'm like, which one do I want to wear today? I have my, do I want to use a solid soap, or do I want to use a cream-based cleanser today? Like I think about those things, like how am I feeling today? How much time do I have? But most of the time what I do is I put on a robe. That is like the most important thing, is that I'm not in my pajamas when I go to my bathroom to take a shower. I'm like, no, I'm putting on a robe. I'm putting on my slippers. I'm getting comfortable. And I don't have a bathtub, so I have to shower. So it's like, okay, great. I would prefer a bath, but whatever. But I make a decision. Like, I want to feel super silky soft today. I want to feel good about like when I put on my clothes. So I want my skin to be really, really hydrated. I don't want to use lotion today. I want to use oil to like seal everything in. Like I make those decisions in the morning, and at night I have my favorite moisturizer. I get really excited when I take my nighttime shower because like I could use anything lavender based is going to help me calm myself. I love lavender. I OD when it comes to the lavender. I have my lavender scented soap. I have my lavender scented oil. I have all of those things, and I have my nighttime robe. I have 2 robes. I'm very bougie.
I love it.
But yes, I have that nighttime routine. And then it's called Sleep, and it's by Lush Cosmetics. It's made by hand, and it's this beautiful purple moisturizer, but it smells, it's so lavender.
So yeah, show us a tutorial.
Yes.
Of how you do your magic.
Okay. So normally I try not to rush, but I'm always rushing because I'm always busy.
Hey, same.
So
same.
A little bit. So you guys can see me a little bit better. There we go. Much better. Okay. So cleanse my face already. I used my Fenty Skin. I already toned with everything I needed. Okay, so a step that everybody seems to miss is eye cream. And I'm like, why?
Oh, that would be me.
Need eye cream.
Okay.
Trader Joe's makes a good one. It's like $8.
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's makes a really good eye cream. Now mine is from Laneige. I got this from Sephora. Okay. It's a bit pricier, but because I have dry skin, I make the more of the investment.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, eye cream, you need it because it'll help keep this area from drying out, because this area here doesn't produce any oils because it's very thin. And this is how like concealer and stuff gets cakey. And everybody's like, why is my concealer always caking up? And it's like, it's dehydrated, sis. You gotta hydrate that area.
Gotcha. Okay, good to know.
Yes. Now I am using a little bit of the Black Girl sunscreen here because I'm gonna go outside. Okay. All right. And my skin is very dry, so
I love that sunscreen. Every time I go in Target, like I'm always buying it, and if I don't see it, I'm upset. I'm like, y'all sold out.
Here's the thing: pay attention to your foundations, because a lot of foundations these days are starting to put SPF in there, and you can skip that. My phone off. Okay, you can definitely skip that step. Okay. If your sunscreen is in your foundation as is.
So we can look for sunscreen in our.
Yep. It could be a tinted moisturizer. It doesn't really matter. Okay. So this next step, hold on. Okay, here we go. This is like my personal makeup. Okay. I try to keep everything compact. So one of the things that I love to do is I like to highlight first.
Oh, before.
I like to put a lighter concealer on first, because to me, that gives me a more youthful glow from within. And it also acts as a guide for me, because now I get to see the shape of my face. I get to like start to map out what I want to do. Okay. And the next thing, foundation. Okay. Now you want to let your concealer dry just a little bit. You want to let it dry because that's going to maximize the coverage. When you go straight in, that's when it gets like really thin, and people add more on top of that. And it's like, well,
that's a good tip, because that is me. I am adding. I'll go back and add.
Yes. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Sorry, my light fell. I like both. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
people will like go in with more concealer. It's like you're adding too much. Just let it sit there for a second.
Okay.
So I use a palette. Most people use the back of their hand. I say don't do that only because one, you could risk getting products all over the place. And it's not super sanitary.
Right.
And I understand not everybody's a makeup artist, but this is just easier to clean instead of your hand, because then you're like, you're going to touch the light switch, you're going to touch the remote, you're going to touch your computer,
right,
and wonder why your whole house has like fingerprints of your foundation on it. It's like, no.
Do you have any particular foundations that you prefer or that you recommend?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. NARS, this one is my go-to. Now, this is the Creamy Radiance or the Natural Radiance Longwear. I also love the Sheer Glow. I would say don't grab the Sheer Glow if you're brand new to makeup, because it's thicker than this one. And it can be a little intimidating because you think that it's going to be sheer because it says Sheer Glow, but the thing about it is it's thicker, so you use less, but they don't really tell you that.
Okay.
So it's yeah, I would say I love NARS. I love Fenty concealers. And honestly, you can just use a concealer to do your whole face if you wanted to.
Oh,
you can.
Good to know. Okay.
Another brand that I really love, YSL. I like my high-end things. Fenty Beauty makes an amazing tinted moisturizer that I really like. It has SPF in it.
Okay.
So I like that one. I believe it has SPF. Does that one have SPF? I think I just made that up. Maybe. YSL has SPF in it. Okay. Now that one I know for sure. Don't quote me on Fenty.
Okay. You like, hold on. Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm going to take my serum here. This is in the shade Sugar. And since I have dry skin, I really like to do it this way. There we go. I'm running a little low. And I just put it right on top of the foundation. You can mix it.
Mix it like that. Oh.
You can.
Okay.
You can mix it. I'm just using my palette here.
Is there a particular brush we should use to apply?
You can use anything. You can use a sponge. You can use, because I have my beauty blender here. This is an e.l.f. brush I got from CVS. I got it on sale. So it's like $3 or $4. I saw it at Target for $5. And I love this. I love to use this brush because it gives an even distribution of product and it blends out really quickly. I'm literally doing my whole face.
I can tell.
And it's only 2 minutes have passed.
Yeah.
And you don't need that much product. I literally did 2 pumps.
How many pumps of your
of my glow serum? I did 2. I have dry skin, like I've said, so I do 2 to 1, sometimes 1 to 2 or 2 to 2 ratio. But if you have oily skin, 1 pump, you're done.
Okay.
1 pump. If you have dry skin like me, just adjust as accordingly.
How long?
Since this is more of like a full coverage foundation, it's not super sheer. It doesn't sheer it out. Okay. It just adds to it.
How long would one of those bottles last me? Like if I was to get
the glow serum? This one, okay, since it's a serum, this bottle is almost 2 ounces of product. And normally serums, like high-end serums will give you like less than an ounce. So this will last you a long time.
Okay.
If you use it consistently, it should last you about 4 to 6 months. Okay. If you use it consistently. And that's pretty good for a serum.
That is. That's awesome.
And this one's $47. So at that price point, at that size, that's very good. Because like I said, I have a Kiehl's bottle in there in my bathroom. That thing was $75. And I think it's like 9 ounces.
Girl, yeah, no.
I'd be using that sporadically. I'm like, I'm not using this right now. I'm not using this today. No. I'll like bounce around.
I'm loving how that is going on.
And like I said, you only need a little bit. You don't need so much.
Love that.
And I have like scarring on my neck from, like zits, ingrowns.
Right.
So I don't have like flawless, perfect skin, but I can make it work. And there we go.
So when you do that, that is like full coverage. You don't have to go and like add another pump and do another layer.
I still have more product left. I could keep going.
Wow.
Okay. I could definitely keep going if I wanted to.
Okay. Loving this.
All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is blend anything out, any harsh lines. Okay. You want to set everything in place. Little loose powder here. Now, loose powders, it's not so complicated. You know, you can pretty much use whatever you want. I know a lot of people get intimidated by white powders. It's like, oh, wait, I'm a brown girl. What's this? You only need a little bit.
Okay.
And to help with that, use a very small brush. You can use one of your eyeshadow brushes, in all honesty. If you're like really nervous, just use a very fluffy brush. Tap off any excess, look up. So that will help you with any creasing.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you can be more precise with a smaller brush. Lots of people grab a bigger brush and like wondering why everything goes everywhere. Start small.
That's true. And if
just
you
start small,
more, you can work your way up. Yeah.
Exactly. When you get more comfortable,
right?
You do not have to buy these really big, expensive brushes. Like Morphe makes very affordable brushes. I mentioned e.l.f. I love e.l.f. brushes, especially for beginners.
Yeah, I think I fell for the $75 brush or whatever. I've been to buy expensive brushes. So yeah, you know, YouTube, don't listen to it.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. I'm going to just take a little bit of my concealer here, just a teeny bit of it, and use it to highlight and clean up my brows. Because I haven't gone to get my brows done in a few weeks. Just a little bit here, just to clean up. You don't need a whole bunch.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
There we go. I'm like, you're back. I'm loving this glow.
Yes, the nice glow it gives is just enough.
Yeah.
Because like makeup can be intimidating for people who don't understand it.
Me.
I'm literally taking what's left on my palette here and like blending it onto my lid so that everything looks cohesive. You can use your foundation or your concealer as your primer for your eyes. You do not need to buy an eyeshadow primer if you do not want to.
Okay.
You can use your concealer.
So you went in and highlighted, then you put your foundation on. Did you put your foundation? Did you make sure not to touch the highlight area?
Nope, I went right over it.
You went right over it.
So you always want to start at the bottom and work your way up, because by the time you get up, there's not a lot of product left and it's just enough to blend out. But you see, it looks like it's a part of my face. It's not like, You always start at the bottom and then work your way up, because you want that glow. You want to know that the concealer is there. You want to see it, but not it be completely separate of your skin.
Gotcha. And that's what happens when you do the foundation, then the highlight. Okay.
Because it looks more seamless. It looks more a part of you.
Yeah.
I had a mirror. Oh, here it is. So now I'm like highlighted at the top, and I have my base for my lid space. And you're just going to set it in with that same translucent powder before.
Okay. How do you feel about those setting powder, not powders, what is it, like the little primers that you can put on before? You feel like
I don't use them.
Okay.
I personally think that, and then a lot of us professional MUAs hate them because they your skincare is your skin prep, your primer, you know. It helps your makeup last longer because your skin is protected. Now, with certain primers, you don't, and a lot of people just put primer all over their face. Primers are targeted because your face, like I am really dry right here. I'm textured right here. I might get shiny up here. If I want to combat that, I would put an mattifying primer right where I needed it to combat shine.
Gotcha.
You don't have to put primer all over your face. In fact, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
These are some,
unless it's really hot outside and you want your makeup to last for hours and hours and hours. All right, then make an executive decision.
These are awesome tips.
Hey.
I mean, because I'm like, oh, girl, I've been doing everything wrong. Okay, this is good.
You're always learning. You're always trying to figure things out, you know. Absolutely. And you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a bronzer because I don't always use cream bronzers because you don't always need to. So I'm just gonna.
Okay.
This is a powder, and it's a lot quicker to do it this way, in my honest opinion.
Okay.
You don't have to use a bronzer if you don't want to. You don't have to. But I like to give my skin, I like to give my skin like that contrast. Mm-hmm. And I'm literally just gonna follow my cheek to the temple like a 3. And I feel like powder is more forgiving for people who don't know how to sculpt their face. I feel like contouring has made people very like nervous.
I was going to say that's me. And I just stay away from it because I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, let me just skip this.
Yeah, powder is a lot more softer when you're just trying to figure things out and in a rush, you know? So just grab a little bit of like a bronzing powder, an angled brush, and very gently stipple it onto your skin.
Okay. Yeah, because some of the things that I see on YouTube, I'm like, man, I can't do that.
Yes, you can. You just need to practice. And if you're wanting to learn makeup, hire a makeup artist to teach you instead of relying solely on YouTube because there's no interaction there.
Right.
There's little to no interaction. You don't know how to swatch. You don't know how to color match. You don't know these things. So I would find a makeup artist in your area that you respect, that you like their work, and book a consultation with them and one-on-one lesson with them. Some makeup artists like myself will even help you go shopping to help you find the things that you need, will help you go into Sephora with confidence instead of being at the mercy of some of these girls that don't know how to properly color match us.
Absolutely.
You can just go in there and be like, okay, my makeup artist gave me a list of these shades by these brands to try. Point me in that direction, sis.
Yeah. I've had makeup artists, or maybe I've even seen it too on YouTube, where you have some people that will mix foundations for your color. Yes. Do you do that?
Yes. Okay. You can. For me, for beginners, I feel like that's too much. That's a little too intimidating. Mm-hmm. I would suggest taking a foundation and mixing it with a concealer.
Okay.
I've done that. I do that all the time. Or just buy concealer. Buy concealer to start and mix from there because that's less of an investment. This is way less of an investment than this.
Right.
So you can play around with different hues, with different shades and find your shade. You can take this to Sephora and be like, these two make my perfect shade. Let's find this combination in any one of these brands here. I want a foundation that's basically these two mixed together, and that saves you time and money.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks.
Where am I? Oh, and lastly, lots of people miss this step, and I'm like, ooh, please stop missing this step. As soon as here it is. Okay, some people just go, okay, I just want to use loose powder because I like it better, or I just want to use setting powder because I like that better. You need both.
Oh, wow. What?
You need both.
Okay.
Yep. Lots of people just pick one over the other. And I'm like, no. Loose powder sets everything in place. Your pressed powder reinforces it. And it also can brighten too. Like this one is a little bit lighter than my loose powder. So this is giving me that extra brightness underneath.
Okay.
And this is going to make sure that my makeup lasts a little bit longer. Now, like I said before, I do have dry skin, but the skin prep already is protecting my skin. And I'm going to rehydrate my skin with a finishing spray afterwards.
I have heard that finishing spray dries your skin out. Or is it based on the product that you use?
Finishing spray does not dry your skin out. It's more so setting sprays do that because setting sprays have a higher alcohol content because that's what keeps your makeup in place longer. So finishing sprays, in all honesty, it's another thing that you need both of.
Okay.
Like I said, you need both setting and finishing. Same thing goes for finishing. When you need a loose powder and a setting powder, you also need a finishing and a setting spray. You need both, because I'm going to show you why. I'm going to use a
look, girl, you look good right now. I'll be like, okay, I'm done.
Just a little color on my cheeks, just a little bit.
Okay, what is that? Is that Fenty?
No, this is something I'm working on for Oh My Glow. I'll tell you all about it when it's done. I promise.
I'm like, okay, well, we are gonna log on and grabbing some of these products. I love it.
Yes. If you are like me, you can't live without mascara. Grab one of your favorite mascaras. If you're not, skip it. If you don't need mascara, you can. If you're not like one of the girls that just like, oh God, I look like a bald eagle without it. There are certain products that, like, if you need it in your routine, doesn't matter what anyone else says, use it. There's like that one thing that we all use that make us feel better about ourselves. And for me, it's mascara.
What's your favorite product? Your favorite mascara?
This one I'm using. This is by MAC. And it's the Giga Black. Yeah, Giga Black Lash. This is my favorite mascara ever.
Okay.
My second fave is by Urban Decay, and it's called Perversion. I love it.
How frequently should we get rid of our mascara? Like switch out?
3 months. Every 3 months.
No matter how we've used it or not. Like, let's say we only used it like 4 times. Still get rid of it in 3 months.
Yeah, get rid of it, because this thing harbors germs, bacteria, like nothing else we own. Every time we open it and it hits our lashes, things are resting on there. Put it back in there. This is contaminated.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it dries out on its own all the time, because the air and the elements. If you look really closely on the packaging, you'll see like a symbol with a package or like a jar, and it'll have like a number and M next to it. The M stands for months. So if you're looking at your foundation, your blush, your eyeshadows, and you're like trying to see how old they are and when you should throw them out, they'll have a number associated with that item. And these are every 3 months.
Gotcha. No.
Oh, lip. I'm a lip gloss girl.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty.
This is by the Lip Bar, and this is Miss Independent.
Okay.
I love nudes, like call me boring, whatever. I don't really care. But yeah, this is every day.
I love it.
Waiting for my mascara to dry before I spray, because all I need is to close my eyes and everything to run. So you want to like let it dry down a little bit, but then we're done.
Are you into strips or individuals? I
like strips on me for lashes. I don't like to wear them. I don't like to wear them at all, but I will. I'm more of an extensions girl. I need to get back into that. Okay. And that's something else that's a part of our self-care.
Yeah.
If you want to pay that investment for lash extensions, please do it. Because not all of us like to put on lashes.
Yeah.
And not a lot of us want to put on mascara either. We just want to be able to get up and go. And I'm one of the girls. I need my lash tech back. Kind of like fell off during lockdown last year.
I tried extensions twice, and every time they would burn my eyes. Like, even, so I don't know if it's the glue. I'm sensitive to.
It's probably the glue. You have an allergy. There's something in there that doesn't agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah. And that hurts my heart, because like you, I just want my lashes to be done. I don't want to have to today. I just want them to be done. So I have got to find something that does not irritate.
It's gonna take like trial and error.
Yeah.
This is my finishing spray by my company. This is just one of the shades. This is the bestseller, Incredible. And like I said, I'm going to use this to finish my face, to get that powdery look off, because I've used a lot of powder. Now there's pigment in here, so it gives me another hint of glow, but yes, you get the idea. I want to look hydrated and refreshed.
Right.
And the aloe in here is going to soothe my skin. The vitamin E is going to protect my skin. The cucumber is going to hydrate. It's just all around goodness.
Love
and then
it.
to set, I'm going to grab a setting spray. Now this is going to put everything, make sure everything stays in place.
Okay. Now, how long does setting spray typically last?
It depends on the setting spray and the formulation of that setting spray. Some of them are like shellac. Some of them, they're like, okay, you want to stay on all day? Yeah, you have like Ben Nye Final Seal, Krylon, One Size, Gleam by Melanie Mills. Those setting sprays, those are like not gonna move.
Okay.
A little bit, you want like a 9 to 5 where Charlotte Tilbury, NYX Cosmetics is really good. Milani, I hear, is really great as well. Those are like drugstore brands. Well, not Charlotte Tilbury, but you get the last two were.
Yeah, gotcha. It looks so good. And that took you how long to do? I mean, and honestly,
it took a little longer because I'm talking to you. But literally, this is 10 to 15 minute beat for me.
I love it. Okay.
And I feel good. I feel pretty. I can go to work now. And even though I kind of like I'm comfy right now, I can take a meeting.
Still okay.
I can work with a client, you know, and still feel like put together.
Yeah. Do you offer any type of virtual consultations?
Yes, I do. On my, if you go to Instagram and type in my handle, Joelle Phillips, there will be a link in my bio. You can click on the bottom link, which offers lessons in-house if you're local to Philly or virtually. I do offer both.
Awesome. I think that would be, that's something else that we don't think about. That's a great gift for somebody. Like if I'm, like if me and my friend are like, oh girl, I bought us this thing, this consultation. Let's join her and help us with our makeup. That's a good gift idea.
And I always like talk you guys through everything, like products that you probably should throw away, products that you should invest in, things of that nature. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Thank you so much for taking the time out to do this for us today. I mean, I know we haven't talked forever, but I feel like you have dropped so many jewels on me. I'm like, oh, okay. I know what I need to do.
That makes me happy. Thank you for having me.